Welcome to Insight Engine Academy. In this video, we will discuss another type of synthetic fiber, that is acrylic. In earlier videos, we discussed synthetic fibers like nylon, right? Rayon, we discussed. And now acrylic. Let us see. Generally in winter, we used to wear many woolen cloths, right? We used to purchase many winter wear, and people feels that whatever they purchase outside, it is a real wool. They are made up of real wool. But actually, real wool is very costly. Whatever we get for 500, 400, okay? That woolen cloths, pure woolen will be in thousands of costs, right? In hundreds, we can't get the pure woolen. Then, how do people able to supply or sell woolen cloths in a cheaper cost? It is because that clothes that looks like woolen are not actually made of woolen, not actually made of woolen fiber, right? They are made up of another synthetic fiber called acrylic. This acrylic almost looks like woolen. So this acrylic is also called a fake fur. Fake fur. Let us see why it is called a fake fur. Because what is it appears like woolen. What is the source of wool? Wool is obtained from sheep. The hair of the sheep generally called fur. And this acrylic, it appears like wool, but it's not the real wool. That's why it is called a fake fur. So fur is a hair of a sheep. This is the fake fur. Now this acrylic, it became so popular from 1941, right? Now imagine what led the discovery, the invention of this synthetic fiber acrylic. Let us see. There are so many people living in India, living in different cold countries, right? You just imagine how many sheep are needed to make enough wool required to make sweaters or winter wear for all the people in the entire world or in India. Imagine at least in India. That number goes so large, right? And that many sheep, that production of a large quantity of woolen fabric, okay, it is not that much easy. So we say woolen, the source of woolen fiber is limited or unlimited? It is a limited source. When anything is limited, then it is obviously so expensive, costlier, right? Now, to overcome this problem, to make woolen cloths or woolen-like cloths affordable to everyone, this acrylic was made, okay? And it became so popular from 1941. Now let us see how acrylic is prepared. Its preparation we'll see. What are the raw materials? Like other synthetic fibers, acrylic is also obtained from petroleum based chemicals. Here the petroleum based chemicals, let's see, we have coal, air, water. These are not petroleum based, okay? Coal is petroleum based, like a natural thing. Then we also need oil and limestone. Oil and limestone. These are the raw materials for making acrylic fiber. These raw materials, from these raw materials, generally the polymer of acrylic is made. Polymer of acrylic is this. Polymers are made, they spun into fabric. They spun in generally different ways. There are two ways. One is dry spinning. Second one is wet spinning. Right? Now in dry spinning, what happens? The polymers of acrylic are first dissolved. These dissolved polymer are passed through spinnerets, and from the fiber that obtained from spinnerets is released to, then the fibers released into warm air. Fibers released into warm air. When they are released into warm air, water content is dried and fiber is made, which became strong. A strong dry fiber is obtained. This is one method of spinning acrylic fiber by dry spinning. Second method is wet spinning. In wet spinning, we take same dissolved polymer. This dissolved polymer is then introduced onto spinnerets, and the fibers that are obtained from spinneret are released into bath and then dried. After drying, we get a acrylic fiber. This fiber looks like woolen. And what is its advantage over woolen cloths, natural woolen? It is cheaper, readily available, and it can dyed in different colors, dyed with different colors. Because of all these reasons, acrylic became more popular and more available than the natural wool. Then let's see what are the items made of this acrylic. Let's see uses. Now let us see uses of acrylic. Since it is replaced woolen, let us know what is the use of woolen fabrics first. Woolen fabrics are used to keep our bodies warm, right? Because woolen is a bad conductor of heat. When you wear woolen cloths, especially in winter season, what happens? The outside, the body temperature cannot escape into atmosphere, so the person retain its heat energy, so that woolen fabrics do not allow our body temperature to escape out, so we feel hot during a winter season. Now the same purpose is also served by this acrylic fiber. Acrylic also not just looks like a woolen, it also serves the purpose, right? What are the uses? Then what items are made by using this acrylic? Generally, all the items which are generally made by woolen can also made by acrylic. Sweaters are made, blankets, socks, gloves, then let's say some other fibers, craft-yarn, upholstery fabric. Upholstery fabric means it is generally used in furniture, used in making furniture. Car covers are made by using acrylic, and carpets, etc. are used. This acrylic relatively cheaper than woolen cloths. It can be dyed in various colors. It is readily available. Because of this reason, nowadays all the winter wear that we use are actually made of acrylic. This is about another synthetic fiber, acrylic. After discussing a few types of synthetic fibers, let us now discuss in brief why synthetic fibers are more better than or more advantageous over natural fibers. Let's see. First point, synthetic fibers are cheaper than natural fibers, right? Rayon replaced silk, acrylic replaced woolen cloths, right? Nylon is mostly used as water wear, right? In all these purposes, if we can use a natural fiber, it will be very expensive, right, over this synthetic fibers. So since synthetic fibers are cheaper than natural fiber, it made easy for everyone to purchase, and it is made affordable for everyone. Let us see next point. It is readily available. Why it is readily available? What is the source of synthetic fiber? Synthetic fiber source is petroleum based chemicals. Artificial source is unlimited source, right? Whereas natural source, it can like sheep, silkworm, right? Cotton plants, they are limited source, right? So they are readily available and it meets the demand of the people. Like for a huge people, this supply, enough amount of stockies can be supplied. So synthetic fiber, the source of synthetic fibers is readily available. Next, long lasting. What do we say? It's durable. Whenever you use synthetic fibers, it may be like blended or completely synthetic, like polyester cloths, okay, or terry wool, terry cord, which are blended. If you use them, they are generally more durable than natural fibers. If you have a pure cotton fabric, and that pure cotton fabric since it absorbs more water, when it absorbs more water, it takes long time to dry, and whenever it dry, it loses its strength, right? So that mostly natural fibers are not much durable. In case of synthetic fibers, they have upper hand, like they are more durable, they are long lasting over natural fibers. Next, we earlier discussed wrinkle free. Generally, like maintenance, coming to the maintenance, natural fibers like cotton, silk and all, they are to be maintained properly, or like they are ironed in order to unfold, like remove the folds. We have to iron the cloths. But whereas synthetic fibers, mostly they are wrinkle free, they don't get folds, so it is very easy, right? Next, do not shrink. Shrink means decrease in size. Shrink means decrease in size. If you purchase natural fiber, they generally absorbs water, and after washing, they shrink their size. They decreases their size and become unfit. Like when size decreases, it is not suitable. Sometimes it gets tight, for wearing it will not be suitable. Then whereas synthetic fibers, if you see, generally they do not shrink, they retain their size. Nextly, they can be dyed in variety of colors. Nowadays we see fabrics are of wide range of colors. All these are made up of synthetic fibers, can be dyed wide variety colors than a natural fibers. This is one of the advantages of synthetic fibers. Next, it can be mixed with natural fibers. What can be mixed? Synthetic fibers like nylon, polyester, terylene. These can be mixed with natural fibers like cotton, right, silk, and it made more premium or more, more proper way, like we use them, like can be mixed with natural fibers, and that provide more comfort to the persons who wear that fabrics. Next, it can be easily maintenance of synthetic fibers, right? For example, silk clothes, can we wash them with water like we do wash other cloths, other fabrics? Not, right? Silk clothes, they have a proper wash rules, right? It has to be dry cleaned in order to remove the stains, dust and all. Okay, but whereas synthetic fibers can be washed with water and detergent, and though they do not lose their color, they do not lose their strength. But silk, when it is washed with water, it loses its strength, it loses its shine, and it become not suitable and it gets spoiled. So that what generally not just silk but also all the natural fibers, after a regular wash, they get broken, like they get damaged, right? And the maintenance of natural fiber is not that easy as that of synthetic fibers. And next, absorbs less water. What absorbs? Synthetic fibers absorbs less water. Whenever it absorbs less water, it dries very faster. So nowadays drying cloths, okay, especially in rainy season, it become it is generally a very serious problem, right? And so if synthetic fibers, they absorb less water, they also dries very quick. Because of all these reasons, synthetic fibers became more popular, more famous, right, and widely used across the world, right? Then they have upper hand like over the natural fibers. So these are the advantages of synthetic fibers. So now another synthetic fiber is polyester. You might have heard polyester. It is very famous among all the synthetic fibers. This polyester is used to make another synthetic fiber called terylene. This terylene is used to mix with another natural fiber, like oftenly this terylene is mixed with cotton to make terracotta. This terylene is also mixed with the wool to make a terry wool. These are the different blended fabrics. What are they? They are blended. So one natural fiber, one synthetic fiber, terylene, right? They are blended to get the desired properties, the best properties of both the fibers. Being synthetic fiber, terylene is very strong, very soft, and feels much comfort than the other synthetic fibers, right? This polyester is very famous synthetic fiber. It is more better than other synthetic fiber. It gives very soft feeling, very smooth feeling when we wear. And one more thing, this can be made very micro fabrics. Polyester used to make micro fabrics, right? And this polyester is unlike other synthetic fibers. It is not just used to make fabrics, but also it is used to make many other items, like from soda bottles you might have seen, like plastic, to boats. In all these items, generally, what is this? This polyester is used as a raw material. So this polyester is made from two chemicals, like dicarboxylic acid and dihydric alcohol. These are the raw materials for making polymer of polyester, right? And these polymers obtained from these raw materials are generally melted, and these melted polymers can be made in different sizes, different shapes, etc. In desired shapes, desired sizes, we can use it. And this polyester, as I told you, not only used for making fabric, but also it is used to make plastics. It is also used to make plastics. What are the different plastics? For example, you see, you might have heard this PET bottles. We used to say PET bottles. Okay, we might understand like these PET bottles are like small bottles. They are not small bottles. It is a type of plastic that is made from this polyester. Okay, now what are this polyester? It is also used to make many other plastics, right? One of the plastics made is PET bottles. This PET is one of the type of plastic. Like PET, there are different other types of plastics. What other type of plastics? Let us see now.